Steve here again with Nicole. Thanks for being with us, Nicole.
Thanks for having me.
Board certified nutritionist, right?
I am.
Okay. Glyphosate. Is glyphosate bad?
Horrible. Horrible for us.
Okay. So what is it? How do we get rid of it? How does it gets in our body? How does this all work?
Okay. So glyphosate is, it's what we use to control weeds and grass in our soil, in our, out in our backyards, all that kind of stuff. It's a pesticide that's been registered as a pesticide since 1974. And we know it in the big realm as Roundup. And everybody remembers when we had the big lawsuits and all that kind of stuff, and they thought that they shut down glyphosate, but really they just put it elsewhere in crops and that kind of stuff. So that's where we come into play. What happens is farmers are killing, killing weeds and bugs and that kind of stuff in their crops by spraying this stuff. And it also dries out wheat faster. So they use it to do crops quickly and get it on the market. But what happens with that is it gets into our system and creates tons of bacteria, tons of toxicity in the mitochondria, which is what makes our immune system work well, which is what makes us have insulin sensitivity or resistance, all of that kind of stuff. And this is where I see a lot of the time we have tons of people eating the standard American diet, like oatmeal and cereal and granola bars and that kind of stuff as quick fixes and quick solutions to a big busy diet or a busy work schedule and that kind of stuff. But what's happening is it's filled with glyphosate. So we're poisoning our insides. It's huge.
So I guess, if you have your own garden or whatever, you're not going to put any of this on it. But how do we know that we're safely buying, say, fruits and vegetables? Because this is where most of this would be, right?
Yes, absolutely. You are. And also, you guys, you got to think too, just like I said, the oatmeals, the cereals, the standard American diet, beans, that kind of thing. It's all being put into our soil, and then it's depleting our nutrients in our body. So people are walking around nutrient deficient thinking, I'm eating great, or they're having their own gardens and that kind of stuff at home, and they are using some kind of weed killer, that kind of stuff on their soil because they're trying to keep out of bugs. And that's okay, but turn it over and make sure there is no glyphosate in your weed killer, that kind of stuff. You guys, there's tons of now on the market things that are all natural to do that for you and keep your soil really healthy. It's causing cancer nowadays. It's ending up in liver and kidney damage and failure. It's prohibiting the development of fetal growth in the body. It's huge. And it's something that I'm seeing in my practice as really big because it's causing so much bacteria. So what I do, you guys, and I love this app, it's called Yucca, Yuka. And I just zap the bottles and it will tell me all the bad things in it and tell me if it's safe to use on my garden.
And what about just foods that you eat? Will that app work on those foods?
Oh, it's so pretty soon you're become app addicted. You're zapping everything in your pantries, everything. And you guys, you can use this app for hair care products, laundry detergent, all of that kind of stuff to see what chemicals are being put in your things and going directly in the body.
Okay, so because I know my wife uses that, and I have her, scan some of my stuff like toothpaste or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't give you a percentage of the higher percentage, like if it's 92 out of 100, that's good, right?
Absolutely. So what you want to do is you want to see the percentage, but then tap on the percentage and it will drop down and show you exactly what the red is, what the orange is, that kind of thing. So for me, I eat a lot of fat in my diet. So I'll get pepperoni or something like that, and it'll give it a low score because it's high in fat. So you want to make sure you're tailoring it to yourself, because that's not something I'm worried about.
Right.
So I'm looking for the nitrates and all that kind of stuff.
And sometimes it'll give you a bad score if it's got more salt in it, which isn't necessarily bad either. Okay. So what's the name of that app again?
It's Yucca, Yuka.
Okay, everybody, you got an app now that you can check your food. Now, what about if you're buying groceries, at the store, fresh fruits and vegetables? You can't really scan that. So what do you got to buy organic, or what would you do there?
I would buy organic and also shop locally. You guys go to your farmers markets. Those farmers are coming to the farmers markets. They'll tell you what they're spraying on their crops. They are more than happy to talk about what they've done and how they're farming. They're proud of it if they're doing it all organic.
And even if it says organic at the grocery store, that doesn't necessarily mean it's as good as you think, right?
Exactly. That's why I try really hard to buy locally.
It's tough to eat healthy, man. It really is a chore, and you really got to focus on what you're doing, and you just can't go buy stuff and eat it. It's hard to keep all those poisons out of your body these days. So, Nicole, great information. Thanks for the information on the app. I'm going to download that on my phone. I know my wife has it. So thanks for your input as always. Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Thank you.